Live at 6, this is 13 News Now.
It's a giant step toward developing the old dome site at the Virginia Beach oceanfront.
And it involves superstar and Virginia Beach native Pharrell Williams. Today, the city's development authority chose a plan by local venture realty group. 13
News Now anchor Janet Roach tells us Pharrell is a full partner in this project, and she spoke with him today.
Yeah, David, he's excited. He remembers going to the old dome that used to be here, attending some concerts and parties. Well, if it's all approved, it would look like this right there, an 80,000 square foot competitive surf park.
Looks pretty.
We ran into tourists Darlene and Pete, showed them the plans for this site, and yeah, it makes them want to come back.
And it'd be fun.
It's definitely touristy.
But what Venture Realty Group with its partners singing, producing great megastar Pharrell hope to accomplish is a year-round destination. When the group approached him as a potential partner,
I didn't blink. You know, I jumped at it.
Our development team's goal was to sort of meet the needs of not only the tourism, but the local community as well. That was really important to us because we think that's what's going to make it a success. It has to be a year-round project.
Do you think it's long overdue?
I think it's long overdue. But you know what? Great things take time.
And will feature a 2-acre surf park. Like so many Virginia Beach natives, Pharrell remembers what it used to be like at this old dome site, and it excites him to help pump up the energy again.
A little group would go hang out and just listen to the music there.
The 10 acres between 18th and 20th would feature at least 350 residential units, at least 125,000 square feet of retail, entertainment, and restaurant space, a 50,000 square foot live entertainment venue, and at least 160 square feet of office space.
Based on the density and the amount of square footage, we think that the public-private partnership is north of $300 million.
There's always been incredible and enormous growth potential there. The idea that the powers that be are recognizing this moment as that time is such an awesome thing.
Such an awesome thing. All right, well, more studies have to be done before this is a done deal, and City Council has to give a final approval. The hope is that this can be complete by the summer of 2020. And yes, Pharrell says he will definitely come back and perform there. Janet Roach, 13 News Now.
Company in charge of building the actual surf park has completed one other similar project in the country. The first one is in Austin, Texas. The Inland Surf Park opened up last year. They offer surfing lessons and host parties. For safety, there are about 20 to 30 lifeguards on duty at all times. And as Janet said, all of the plans need to be finalized by City Council. 13 News Now will keep following the approval process. Count on us right here for updates.
Developing now in Portsmouth, changes are on the way when it comes to Tidewater Community College. TCC's Visual Arts Center is on High Street right now, but the school is scouting a new location in a different city. 13 News Now reporter Allie Weatherton is live with a look at a potential new location and to explain the change.
Well, Regina, I'm here at the TCC campus in downtown Norfolk. Now, according to a school spokesperson, they say the new center will be located here in this vicinity. It's an idea some love.
If it was down there, it'd be much closer, a lot less of a commute.
While others are on the fence.
If they're doing that, I wonder how it's going to affect the businesses down here, with all due respect.
School spokesperson Marian Anderfuren says the program wants to expand, and that's why they want to move. TCC plans to marry its visual arts and culinary arts programs, and the current building is just too small.
We looked at some other properties in the city, looked at the Sports Hall of Fame, and just no buildings here were thought to be suitable.
So then Norfolk came to mind. 700 kids attend the arts programs, and 90% of them live in Norfolk or Virginia Beach.
Tolls are a fact of life, and that's when you're a college student, tolls can take a toll.
And while that has nothing to do with moving the center, students say it does hinder their schedules.
I go the long way to avoid the toll, just to avoid it.
As of now, TCC does not have a new space just yet, but Andrew Furin believes it will be in Norfolk, and many students are glad.
That will really help them all get there and spend less time on the road.
Now, I did reach out to the mayor several times, even showed up at his office. I also called every city council member. None of them returned my calls. Live in Norfolk, Allie Weatherton, 13 News Now.
An odd theft in Williamsburg. Police are looking for two men who stole so-called memory pills from a CVS store. Take a look at the photos. Police say these men stole more than $500 worth of memory pills. It happened earlier this month at the CVS off Richmond Road. Major Greg Riley says this is the first time they've had a theft of this sort from the store. Riley says the thieves will more than likely try to sell the pills on the streets or on a flea market.
I'd be cautious buying anything, medication or anything like that, at a flea market or a secondhand place, as opposed to buying it in the pharmacy where you know it has been tampered with or altered.
If you know the men in the security photos, call Williamsburg Police.
How will the Peninsula Airport Commission get back the millions of dollars in state money it used to pay off a loan for a failed airline? That is the question that's dodged the commission for months. Now the state is stepping in to try and help come up with a plan. They had a meeting this morning on the issue. 13 News Now reporter Nico Clemens explains what happened.
The Peninsula Airport Commission trying to put their recent troubles behind them.
I think we get this matter concluded, we'll have the public trust.
State Secretary of Transportation Aubrey Lane telling the commission if it can reach some sort of agreement with Town Bank and other parties involved in the People Express loan deal, then state funding to Newport News Williamsburg International Airport would be restored.
Really up to them, Nico. Reasonable people ought to be able to bring this to a head and let's move forward.
Secretary Lane says whatever the commission decides, the state is going to back them on their decision.
If we reach a settlement, even if it's less than the $3.5 million, and they believe it's reasonable, then we will release those dollars on unrestricted data.
The airport lost funding earlier this year after the commission used more than $3 million in state money to guarantee a private loan for People Express Airlines. The airline later failed. Lane previously called it an unauthorized use of the Transportation Trust Fund.
The bottom line is those monies were not used for the benefit of the public.
The commission has already presented a settlement option to bank officials. Commission Chair George Wallace says they have not heard back from the bank.
We made a definitive offer to them in terms of what that amount is, but I don't want to publicly communicate what that number is at this juncture.
Lane says that they're ready to remove the cloud hanging over the commission and the airport.
As long as this is out there, I think it's going to make it more difficult to attract business and get public confidence in there.
And they're ready to move forward. In Newport News, Nico Clemens, 13 News Now.